got a big mouth, can't help it. I talk from my heart, I'm real, you know what I'm saying? Whatever comes, comes. But my controversy probably. And it's not my fault. I'm trying to find my way in the world, you know, I'm trying to be somebody instead of just make money off everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I go down paths that haven't been traveled before, and I usually mess up. But I learn, you know what I'm saying? I come back stronger. You know, I'm not talking ignorant, you know what I'm saying? So I obviously put thought into what I do.
What's going on, you guys? It is your girl, Boomerang Effect, with Queen Quee. And the motto is never judge a book by its cover without opening it up and reading it. And it's okay to agree to disagree, but just stand on what you're saying. Period. Okay, let's jump right into the hot topics for today, where we discuss old and new topics. So today we will be discussing, let's talk about the Kim and Kanye divorce and mental problem. Is it okay to leave your spouse when they have mental issues? Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about this because I started to, just kind of like dig into it and look up the research and kind of like what is the reasoning for Kim Kardashian wanting her divorce. And they're basically saying that it's taking a toll on her because Kanye West, of course, have been doing a lot of outbursts, a lot of slanderous and defamation type of stuff, and making allegations against her and her whole family. And she's fed up with the situation. Like, she's fed up because 2020, while she's trying to help release these, African American prisoners that has been falsely accused or locked up for a long period of time, Kanye was consistently going on rants and talking about how, slavery was a choice, and, and he's for Trump, and et cetera, et cetera. So, and he also turned his back on her and went against her and was saying like different type of, mean, malicious allegations. Some people took it serious, far as it was his way of saying that he wanted to get out the situation, and some people recognize it as being a mental issue. So my question is to ask the public and everybody that's listening, when you're dealing with a family member or a spouse that has mental illness, when is your breaking point? Is it okay to walk away from the situation and leave them alone? Or what is your way of dealing and coping with it? Because I have noticed a lot of times when people are dealing or engaging with people with mental illness, the people with a mental illness can really snap and flip on them at any moment. And it's kind of like the stuff that they say and do and the things that they accuse you of and kind of like put you out there to be. It is definitely, it's very hurtful. And with Kanye West and Kim, it was kind of like I was looking into it and I was like, dang, well, is that the reason why we didn't notice this until his mom passed away? Because when you think about it, when his mom was living, we didn't hear about a lot of these outbursts and, him running on stage and taking a reward and him consistently being drunk and, overdosing on different type of substance and all these allegations with him sleeping with different people and men's and all this type of stuff. We never did hear this. And I noticed a lot of people tried to blame his mom death of him acting that type of way. But what if it's the simple fact is that his mother was the only person that knew how to cope with his situation? You know what I'm saying? His mother was the only person that knew how to, basically put the cap on the bottle. And when she left, he did not feel as secure enough to let his guard down, to let people around him and trust people around him to know that he'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? So I think that when they was trying to say, oh, he's off his meds, he could possibly be off his meds. Do I feel like Kanye is a threat? And, and I feel like he'll put his kids in danger or something like that, or even Kim. I don't feel that way. I do feel like he's having an outburst and he could be dealing with a lot of mental illness that needs to be looked into because they're saying that he's off his meds. So that's the question. Would you leave your spouse if they had mental illness? Like if they had some type of mental illness like bipolarness or schizophrenic or any type of illness to the point where it would drain you mentally to basically keep it up, because I'm not even trying to be funny. I can only imagine me trying to raise kids with a person that has a mental illness. But hey, your vows say through sickness and health. You know what I'm saying? And so do you turn a blind eye and walk away, or do you stick it out and try your best to make for sure that they have the help that they need, and then everything will be okay? So please leave your comments, voice notes, and everything else, and let me know, what do you feel about that situation? Is it okay, or when is the breaking point to leave a person with mental illness? This is only for people that is close to you. We're not talking about nobody that's on the street that that you just now figured out, you know what I'm saying, like you just your coworker or something like that. We're talking about a family member. We're talking about a brother, a sister, the mother of your child or the father of your child. Like, when is the breaking point? What is your ways, and how do you handle that situation? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people have had to deal with that. Okay, the next subject we will be talking about will be Eliza in Future. Now, Eliza is probably, I want to say, the seventh or eighth, or I don't even know. I have lost count with this Future situation and how many kids and the mother of kids he got. And it's about the child support case. Now, she is subpoenaing like she's going after his records. She want him to basically provide his records to say that he doesn't make enough money to provide for their child. And this has been an ongoing situation since the baby has been born. She had a baby by Future, and and now she's trying to collect child support for him. Now, some people look at it like, oh, she's a gold digger, and she knew he had 6 or 7 kids, and she just was in it for the check, and she could have just, she had a choice. This would really irritate me about society. For number one, I'm sick of everybody keep on trying to act like that it's up to the female. It's up to the female. Like, it's on the female. Can't no female trap a dude. And I repeat this. Cannot no female trap a dude. It takes a man's sperm. So when you sitting over here, you raw dogging strippers, because it's funny because dudes quit the separate. You wasn't nothing but a stripper. You wasn't nothing but this and that when I met you. And it was still good enough. What was your standards at then? What was your standards there when you was raw dogging? And you know what I'm saying? And and you want me to, you shooting up the club. No bulletproof vest on. You just in there earning out, emptying out the clip. So let me just wheel it back in. Anyways, be careful on how you present a situation, because it just sickens me sometimes with the child support situation and how people feel like that people are out the money. It takes a lot to raise a child. You see what I'm saying? And I just noticed a lot of time is that the main people that are complaining about the child support are the dudes that's never paying it. Or they're so behind to the point where when they finally do start paying it, they're pissed off because they're years behind child support. Future is trying to present her with $1,000 a month. Now, I think she was trying to request at least $20,000 a month. Now, okay, let's look at the amount of kids he has, and far as like, is that outrageous? Now, we have to understand $1,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? That's really nothing. Whether she was just an average Joe or whatever, let's just be reasonable. She cannot live off $1,000 a month. Yes, Shaniqua that stay in Section 8 housing and stuff like that. $1,000 a month, that's a lot of money to us. We can make it stretch, we can make it work. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, you're dealing with somebody that still has to provide. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just be real with you. Childcare probably costs more than $1,000 a month. So regardless of the fact, when they were just like, well, I don't feel bad for her, she get what she deserved. So you telling me somebody who laid down with this woman, knowingly they was not in a relationship with her, knowingly got her pregnant, and she decides to keep the baby because she didn't want to take her body through an abortion, then she gets what she deserved. You're not making a woman suffer. So many dudes need to understand this. You're not making a woman suffer. You're making your child suffer also. If that woman do not have a place to stay, you know what I'm saying, food to provide and stuff like that, who do you think suffer? And you need to be careful on how you treat these women, because some of these women, even if they're not after the fact of your money and stuff like that, that stress and stuff like that that builds up on them, that can really, you know what I'm saying, put a toll on their mental and stuff like that. I'm not saying that a dude should support the mother of his child if they're not together. I'm just saying though, do not sit over here and hold out or feel like you're teaching them a lesson, because at the end of the day you have to understand, you over there, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, she'll never get a dime from me, she'll starve before I do this and do that. And it's just kind of like, do you not know your child is over there also? Do you not know that if she cannot sit up here, she don't have transportation, or she has to take off for work and stuff like that, that's money out of her pocket. Like I said, for instance, I have 3 kids. Do I live off of child support? No. I don't live off the child support that I receive. I cannot live off of that. You gotta understand, you know what I'm saying? If I even get $1,000 a month, let's just be reasonable. My kids and they big old feet these days, they shoes cost $100 and some a piece, and that's not no Jordans or nothing like that. I'm just saying their average size foot size, they costing around $100 and something a piece. So, you know what I'm saying, that stuff adds up. You know what I'm saying, going back and forth, taking to school and doing this and doing that, and then you still have your bills and everything else to maintain. That money goes by fast. And the situation with Future is just more so of the simple fact is that you sit up here and you spend, these dudes and these rappers are going to a strip club and they will actually throw over $10,000 at naked women on a pole. This is not a diss to any strippers or exotic dancers. This is not a diss to y'all. I'm just giving an example. The dudes will sit up here and walk through them same doors and sit up here and blow $15,000 or $20,000 in one night on a stripper, you know what I'm saying, and ones and stuff like that. But then when it come down to your seed, your child, you gonna look at the mother of your child and feel like she's a gold digger because she want $7,000 or a couple of $1,000s a month. When you go into a strip club and you'll blow that on some random strippers and dancers that just got naked for you, some same stuff you could have seen on Pornhub in one night. And with that being said, I'm going to leave you on that note with that subject. Please be careful, because it says a lot about a person. This goes for women and female. It says a lot about people that treat their kids and how they treat their kids and the desire they have to treat their kids. If they have a mindset of feeling like that, nah, I wouldn't do this and I wouldn't do that, okay, that's fine. You see what I'm saying? That's why you cannot sit up here. You have to really let go and let God handle certain situation. I don't stress about, oh, if this person gonna do this and do that. Because regardless of the fact, when you carrying these kids, a dude can never outdo a mother when it comes down to a full-time parent. I'm gonna say a full-time parent because there's some dudes out there that probably have custody of their kids, but I'm just saying, they understand what I'm saying too. You can never outdo the custodian parent. No matter how much money, $600, $10,000, whatever, you can never outdo a custodian parent, because that time, that sacrifice of keeping your child Monday through Friday and you getting them every other week, that's nothing compared. Guarantee you. Some of y'all people can't even walk. Some of these dudes can't handle their kids for a whole week without no help. That mean no girlfriends, no mamas, no extra help or nothing. Y'all can't do that alone by yourself. So keep that in note. Dudes will sit up here and blow $10,000 or $20,000 on a piece of jewelry, but then they'll turn around and look at their baby mama and feel like a couple of thousand a month is too much, and you a gold digger. Come on now, somebody. Okay, moving on from this subject. But yeah, give me your opinion about that subject. Do you think that what is a reasonable number for child support? Do you feel like that a dude should, no matter what, especially if they're a celebrity and they have a certain type of success, should they automatically, you know what I'm saying, pay a certain amount of child support? Please give me your likes and comments and, voice notes on that. Next subject we'll be talking about is the Trump supporters storming the White House. The white supreme, all this white privilege. Let me let y'all know something. And watching these people Go in there, take pictures, get on the porch, act the plum diddly damn fool. Let me let y'all know. When I was sitting back watching it, I wasn't sad. I wasn't fearful. I was just more so like, wow. If you do have a white friend, let's just keep it real, or you have, co-workers, friends, associate, whatever, and then they get to acting like, oh, I don't see it. I'm just sorry. I really don't see it. Even the ones that the black people that ain't never went through nothing, they always, grew up at a certain type of level, whatever. Even those people, let them sit back. If they watch that footage and see how all that stuff happened, and they still don't feel like it's no such thing as white privilege, cut they behind off, period. Cut them off. Because that right there was the most disrespectful thing to Black Lives Matters and everything else. I remember somebody said, stop calling them protesters. What the heck is they protesting? Because they president, because Trump got to get out the office. What is they protesting? I remember seeing a picture, and it was just giving an example where it was a black man holding his head up, his hands up in the air, saying this is a peaceful protest, and you got police officers drawing a gun to him, and then you got another screenshot of a white man with a flag, and then the police is running off. And I'm just thinking to myself, if these people was black, they wouldn't even be able to get up 2 stairs, let alone inside the place. They wanted us to act like this so they can call us monkeys, thugs, and everything else. Now they acting like it's all day, but they acting like when the white people came in there and they started invading the place, y'all scared. Y'all done lost all the training. I seen a whole bunch of whistle cops. I seen a whole bunch of BS going on, because I'm trying to figure out how in the audacity, how in the world can this stuff like that go on and nobody says or does nothing. I didn't see nobody get maced down to the ground. I didn't see nobody get tasered. I didn't see nobody get shot. And let's just be honest with you. A boy, Trayvon Martin, got shot with Skittles and a drink and a hoodie, and somebody fear for their life. But you didn't fear for your life when some white people are invading a top flight security type of place where should nobody even be coming in there. Come on, somebody. It's just ridiculous. So that was just a whole hot mess. I seen somebody saying like, hey, black people, this, stay at home, chill. This ain't our fight. Let's just sit back and look. And I think a lot of people had took that into consideration. We just was sitting back and looking because we really didn't care. I mean, it was just, Caucasian people throwing a tantrum. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, but we had tear gas, we had mace, we had people getting arrested, talking about, and we're still screaming out peaceful. Peaceful. We have to let our melanie skin intimidate these people so bad. I have to sit up here and think to myself, like, my son, which is 7 years old, he's cute with dimples now. But as he grow taller, as his voice get deeper, as he gets older, he will be looked at as a target. I have to teach my son how, you see this, don't try this, because your skin color will get you shot for looking a certain type of way, for sounding a certain type of way, for the way you are dressed, the way you are presented to the world. We have to basically kind of like, what I'm saying, like, that goes for women too. We can't even, if I come to you in a strong demeanor, all of a sudden people scared. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, she raised her voice. She's going crazy. She's gonna flip out on me. Oh my God, I hope she don't do nothing to me. And Becky sit up here and get the screaming and yelling, oh my God, you got me. Blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden nobody says nothing. You're not threatened. I can be talking to you like this and be stern, and you're more threatening and thinking that I'm finna have an attack on you versus somebody that have threatened you and they talk BS. And I never forget this one dude in my job. I had complimented him on his smile. I said, oh my God, you always coming. He was a big big old dude, you know what I'm saying? Kind of, big black dude. He was real big. Like he could be a football player. He's real tall and everything else. And I never forget. I was like, you are always smiling. You're always in a good mood. And he was just like, I have to be. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah. He said, think about it. He said, I'm a big black guy, dude. He said, it's crazy. He said, but sometimes I have to, when I see people, I automatically have to smile and I have to look jolly. He said, no matter how much I feel, he said, because if I really, look like I'm upset or something like that, then all of a sudden people get intimidated and get scared. And I'm going to leave it on that note of how if you did not believe it's a such thing as white privilege, I want you to sit down and look at different clips and news article and how these people was treated and how they was handled versus when you have a Black Lives Matter peaceful protest that's going on, and we're marching because we want equal opportunity, and these people that are not doing good by these same police officers that sitting over here killing and falsely killing people, and we want justice to be served versus us sitting over here coming through the White House climbing out on statues and climbing up the wall because we mad about a president. So nevertheless, Trump had made a statement about he said he ain't coming to the inauguration. I'm sorry, I know I pronounced it wrong, but he ain't coming. And I ain't trying to be funny. By him saying that, somebody talking about, oh, that says a lot. I said that would have been code red for me. Cause I don't know, these people already made a note to me they'll be back. So that's called red to me. They definitely need to look into that, cause I'm like, nah, I'll be like, if I was Joe Biden, no, I want you to be right there, front and center. And by him talking about he ain't even want to be there and show up, yeah, that's kind of scary to me. Like that's kind of like a warning come before destruction. Be very careful about that situation. Dr. Dre, this is the last subject we're going to talk about this for today. Dr. Dre, he's hospitalized after he had announced his divorce. If you have been looking at the news, his divorce, his wife wanted a certain amount of money. I'm talking about $1 million a month. I think she was trying to say $2 million a month. Now, is that reasonable for a woman that did not put in the work to sit up here and get a $2 million settlement each month, payout each month, and spousal support or whatever? Is that a reasonable number? I would like to know people's opinion. And then also, do she really deserve it? She said that, they had a prenup. Then she said that he tore it up. And then he came back and was saying like, nah, he got it. And then she was like, well, I signed it because I was threatened. It was too many shenanigans going on. So now he's hospitalized. And what he's hospitalized is a serious condition. And so now they had just reported about his house being broken into. And did the wife set it up? Because it's a coincidence is they're going through this divorce. Then then he turned around and gets sick. He's in the hospital for a major type of surgery and stuff like that. And now all of a sudden his house got broken into. Now, this is Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying? This is after she and his wife had just announced that he had, stock in Apple, and he, was selling stock, and he make a certain type of millions a month and all this type of stuff. As soon as you say that, next thing you know, he hospitalized, his house get broken into. This is Dr. Dre house. And I always feel like even, the Jack Boys from back in the day, I always said that anytime somebody break into your house, 9 times out of 10, it was an inside job or they was watching closely. They know. Because think about it, nobody's going to break into a situation or break into the house knowing blindly. They're watching you. They're trying to make for sure that if they go in there, it's not no dogs. They got to make sure you ain't got no alarms. They got to make sure, like, they have to know the ins and outs. That's one thing I know growing up. Our house used to always get broken into when we was younger. And I never forget, somebody felt so bad for us. One dude, he felt bad for us, and he just went ahead and had a conversation with my mom. And he was telling her, he was like, I'm just going to be honest with you. He was just like, they're watching you. He was like, see, you're just not thinking nothing about it. He said, but they're watching you. Even my friend, he tells me that all the time. He be like, hey, be very mindful. Just because you're minding your business, it's always somebody else minding your business. So you might be thinking like, oh, I ain't worried about nobody. I'm just going out here. I go to work and come home. But best to believe it's somebody. It could be an older person, a younger person, or whatever. It's somebody that's watching in the background. And that is so true. Because at the end of the day, I'll never forget, I was staying in some of these apartments, and this nice sweet lady, she one day stopped me and she told me, she's like, oh my God, you are just so beautiful. I love the way you treat your kids and you get up every morning. I see you. She said, I see you every morning. You doing this and do that. She said, I be watching. She like, I ain't see you one morning. I was worried about you. And I was just like, oh my God, I was flattered. But then also I was like, wow, like this lady really was watching me. And I never even seen her. And so we ended up being very close. But that did always make me to understand that you don't know who's watching you, so be careful. So yeah, I would love to hear you guys feedback on the Dr. Dre and his wife. Do you think there was a setup? Do you think that's a coincidence? Do you think that, hey, there's karma? Because some people saying there was karma because you know him and the singer Michelle, and Michelle said that he put her through stuff and beat her and everything else. So do you feel like that it was a setup, or is it karma? I would love to hear you guys' opinion. So that wraps up today's little hot topic. Please like, share, comment, leave a voice note. I do on Anchor. I have a voice message thing where it's a private message, so you guys can send me a message. Just let me know that you listen to the show and how do you think about certain situations. I would really appreciate you guys so much if you do that. Thank you so much for spending time just to listen to my podcast. I will be coming up with, like more updates, more interviews, different type of subjects. So, as the show grows, I will be having call in where I have people call in and get their opinion, and we just kind of bounce off of that. So just stay tuned. I'm just now starting this off. This is year 2021, and I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? We running off the porch with it. All right, love you guys a lot, and this is the Boomerang Effect with Queen Quee. Mwah.